Raised Rowdy.
All right, guys, welcome to the Raised Rowdy Podcast. I'm Nicky T.
My name's Kurt Ozan.
And we have our guest, Mr. Ben Johnson. Thanks for being here, brother.
Okay, now we're officially started.
All right, yeah. We covered a lot of ground before we started rolling here.
Yeah, well, thanks for being here, man. We appreciate it. We don't often get too many songwriters of the caliber that you are. We've had a few like
usually they're way better.
No, that doesn't. I'm not sure that really exists, but no,
sure
it's an interesting thing because we usually do like a ton of artist interviews, but we have had guys like Jonathan Singleton, and stuff like that. So
goat.
Yeah, one of our favorites for sure.
Oh, he's amazing.
And
Grandma's calling me. Hang on.
Put her on the pod.
Love you, Grandma.
You want to see what she says?
Yeah, feel
We
free.
can always edit it out.
Yeah, too. Why not?
Hey, baby.
Hi. Gaga's wanting to know who the Wills is. Is that Victor?
That is Victor.
So he should open the meeting now. He was scared to open it.
Oh yeah, he sent him an email because he wants him to do a voiceover.
Okay.
All right. I love you.
I love you. Bye-bye.
We love you.
Oh, that's so cute.
That's cute as shit.
That's awesome. But yeah, so it's always an interesting thing too, because I mean, a lot of songwriters are artists and songwriters and producers and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just it's cool. And honestly, we've mostly lived in the country world. So I'm very interested to talk to you too, because you've lived in multiple worlds. Like you've wrote in pop music and
You have a Weezer cut.
I do.
Honestly,
so sick.
it's so great.
That is true. Yeah.
Funny enough, like Kurt and I, when we karaoke, when we're drunk in Key West or honestly anywhere else, we always do a Weezer song.
Oh, I love it. Which one?
That's what. So
Say it ain't so.
yeah,
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
often say it ain't so,
That's
but
a good one.
it's funny. Like we were in Key West for Songwriters Fest,
Yeah.
and Kurt was like, "What should we sing?" And I was like, "Weezer," and he's like, "What song?" I'm like, "Any song." Yeah. And he's like,
awesome.
"Okay, here we go."
Well, it's like the verses of a hash pipe are like, I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah, we're not the best singers. Kurt can do BGVs a little bit, maybe, but yeah, I've played Rock Band enough where I know how to be like relatively on pitch, I guess.
Dude,
but,
you know what? I think the Rock Band, that's where you would sing and it would kind of tell you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that was kind of hard.
yeah,
I remember it being like harder than actually singing back in the day.
honestly,
I always like rocking the drums.
yeah, the drums were very
Everyone's
fun.
favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if you could play drums on Rock Band, you could kind of play drums in real life.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Totally.
Yeah. Feels
Yeah.
like it at least.
My thing when I would sing, because no one liked to sing, so I would almost just hum sometimes if the song was too hard, because it was easier to hum
That's smart.
at the right pitch, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's smart.
I remember I was, went to music college and
Where'd you go?
Berkeley.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And I was at a party probably freshman year, sophomore year, or whatever, and it was right around when Guitar Hero came out. I would say 2005, probably 2006, maybe. And I was real drunk at this party, and someone was like, "Dude, like we got Guitar Hero. Do you want to try it?"
Yeah.
And it's like all of us are music kids, you know.
Yeah.
And so I grabbed it and I put Freebird on, and I put on the hardest difficulty, and could not even close.
Oh, yeah, that's hard, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that was so big back in the day. I mean, I think like people would fight over getting songs in those games because it would like blow
dude.
songs up. I remember a lot of songs, like I remember hearing like Danny California like the first time in that game, and I was like, this is amazing. And then it became one of my favorite songs. So yeah, I think that was like a good little vehicle to kind of get songs to blow up back
huge.
then.
What are some songs like Dragon Force song?
Oh yeah, Through Fire and the Flames.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I
that's
saw
like,
a
made their
kid on
career.
YouTube like just did it in like 4x speed
Oh
and
man.
got 100% on extreme difficulty. It's like the first person to ever do it.
I saw that clip too.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
It's nuts. I was never very good at the guitar one. I just can't move my fingers that fast. But the drums I was okay at.
Yeah.
But when I would do Rock Band, I would usually do the vocal just because no one else really liked to do it.
Oh yeah.
So it's just like, I'll do that.
and you're just like humming in the corner.
Yeah.
Do they have Like a Stone on there?
No, but they had like a bunch of Queens of the Stone Age and
Oh,
stuff.
cool.
Oh yeah.
I think that's like whenever I talk, Queens of the Stone Age is one of my favorite rock bands.
Okay. Yeah.
And like when I talk about them to people, depending on the age, it's always like, yeah, from Rock Band. And I'm like, I guess, yeah. Or Guitar Hero or whatever it was
for
on, you
sure.
know?
Yeah, I wonder how those fell off so hard. You know, like
Yeah.
they were so big, and what happened?
I don't know.
Y'all should do a little breakdown.
Yeah.
A little deep dive.
Deep
on
dive.
What happened to Rock Band and Guitar Hero?
There was a mobile app that Grady Smith and some other folks, like one of the guys from Country Central, were like trying to help with.
Okay.
It was kind of like Guitar Hero, but on your phone.
Oh yeah.
And it just didn't take off.
Yeah.
You know what I
Oh.
mean? They had licensing for like good songs
Really?
and yeah. And it was kind of cool because it was like another way for the artist to get paid. So it was like a neat thing.
Yeah, it
you
would have
know?
been sick. Yeah. I mean, even on Fortnite, they had a little mode recently where you could go and play Rock Band in Fortnite.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's really taken off.
Fortnite's just going to be like the monolith of video games, where it's going to have like 10 million different video games in it,
Inside.
Oh, yeah.
music, and
Oh yeah, it's already got like Minecraft inside of Fortnite now or whatever.
It's
you know,
crazy.
It's insane.
Fortnite's the game that I play of like video games.
Oh yeah, I love it.
The cool part about like what you're talking about, the Rock Band thing.
Yeah.
When you're waiting between songs,
Yeah.
you can just do it.
Yeah.
Like or between games, you
Yeah.
can just play it.
Just pop over and do it.
And you can play bass from one song, drums from another, vocals from another, and then you can change the key, you can change the tempo, all while you're in there.
Oh.
So it's like it's super interesting. So
wait,
you can
you're
play.
doing like 3 different songs at the same time? Is that
Yeah,
what you're
you'll play the bass riff from
ADD's never
Liar.
going away.
Well, that
Right.
sounds like does it sound really bad?
Sometimes,
Probably most of the
And-
time, right?
yeah, but like you can sing like Michael Jackson ABC on top of like
Oh, but it'll make it work.
kind of.
Oh, like a
it keeps
DJ.
it at the same tempo,
That
so it'll
sounds
like
really cool.
it'll like tone up or pitch up a song.
Oh wow.
It's kind of interesting.
Okay, yeah. All right, I'll have to investigate that more.
Yeah, I have to play it. But it's funny enough because Liar's in it.
I know, yeah, I got a sync request for that a few weeks
Yeah.
ago, a few months ago maybe, but yeah.
So I have that emote for sure. So
Okay,
I
there
go
you go.
around with the guy like pointing in the air to the Jelly Roll song. So
Does it like play the audio when you do it?
Yeah.
I need to check it out.
it's kind of neat. It's like it's a loop, right? Just of like a section of the song.
Okay, yeah.
And if there's any explicit stuff in the song, of course it doesn't play it.
Yeah, I don't
So-
think there's anything explicit.
No,
in that
there's
song.
not.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But it's super interesting to me just because like there's not a lot of country stuff in it.
Right.
So it's like the stuff like there's Shabuzi, there's Jelly,
right.
you know, like the stuff that's kind of like the crossover.
Yeah.
And then
know that,
there's
like-
tracks
Yeah, for sure. I know that Austin, the Dasha song
Yes.
was in it.
and the dance for that.
The dance,
Yeah,
yeah. I
yeah.
remember
That makes sense.
She said that was like a big deal, you know,
Yeah.
to get the
Well, it's pop culture crossover, right?
Yeah, I know. I was like, dude, who would have thought that stupid dance you made up was gonna make you like $1 gazillion?
I
you
know.
Like,
She
that's
probably
wild.
did. I
Yeah. Well, and it's a young demo, right? So it's like
Yeah.
it's maybe kids that don't listen to country or just listen to a little bit of it, you know, just the stuff that's kind of like the crossover.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting thing. I've always thought like stuff like that you'd lean in more, you know, like if you think about Madden,
Sure.
you think about like you hear
You a Madden
songs.
guy?
I mean, I used to be back in the day.
I was too, and I didn't play it for a while, and I got so into it this year again.
Yeah.
Sorry, finish your point.
Oh no, it's just like the songs you would hear on Madden
Yeah.
over and over and over.
Became your favorite songs.
Well, and then they bring you back to that time in life.
Oh my god, yes. So this Madden has a bunch of old songs that used to be in Madden.
Oh, sick.
Kind of bringing it out. But yeah, it's crazy, and it's got a bunch of country stuff in it.
Oh yeah.
It's got like Hardy's in it, and Gavin Adcock's in it.
Yep.
Yeah, it was kind of wild to hear that. I was like, this is the first time I played Madden, and I like hear my friends singing. You
Yeah.
know, like,
Well, that's the crazy
Wow.
part is country is such a big genre right now. I mean, it's the biggest that I've ever remembered it, you know?
yeah, I mean, I went around back in the '90s, I guess, when Garth Brooks was real big, you
Yeah.
know. But I know that was big too. But this feels like it's the biggest.
Yes. When Garth was that big, like he broke through.
Yeah.
But now it just feels like the genre is breaking through.
Yeah,
you
that's
know what
true.
I mean?
That's true.
As
yeah.
opposed to just like Taylor Swift when she crossed over. I mean, that took country with it. You know.
It did, but it wasn't like a bunch of other country people were there
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Now it's like Morgan is a pop star.
Yeah.
Right. He's still making country music. It's not like it's not country. It is.
No, it is. I
Like where
agree.
Taylor kind of like switched her thing, and then like Jelly is on every song with everyone.
Yeah, man. Jelly's every genre right now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy, and it's I think that's one of the coolest parts about where we're at with it right now is that it's just literally everywhere, and there's so many facets and ways to like see it and consume it.
100%.
Super
Yeah, it's a
interesting.
real exciting time to be in the country music industry. I would
Yeah.
say. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah,
It seems like if I was an artist manager, I would be like overwhelmed at all the opportunities. Sometimes it seems like all the different ways to get the music out there. If you're like already popping, it's like
Yeah.
I'm sure like Jelly's managers email is probably just crazy.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
That dude works so hard.
Totally.
I mean, it's like I'm sure he turns down opportunities, but when I'm looking at his life, I'm like, how are you doing all this? I mean, even I remember I was on the road with him last year, finishing up his last album, and like we were writing, so we'd write during the day, and then he's like, all right, I gotta go like do my workout, and then he's like out in the parking lot boxing, right? And then he does like the meet and greet, plays the show, hops on a plane, goes and does like the Tonight Show, flies back the next morning, writes, plays the show, drives to the next gig, plays the show, flies to Florida, flies back. I mean, it was like insane.
Crazy.
And
Wow.
it doesn't, he's just built for it though, like, I mean, it doesn't really phase him, I feel like.
Well, if you think about like how he was just grinding
Yeah.
when it wasn't working like it is now.
True.
And so it's like, well, let's just keep the hammer down, know?
Yeah, I think he definitely is cognizant of like, oh, I've got like this special moment in time. I've worked for this. Like, I'm going to do everything I can to, to keep it going.
Well, that's
because it does slow down no matter who you are.
Yeah.
Even for Garth. you know.
yeah. The curve, it's a curve, and you try to keep it at the top of the curve as long as you can. Right.
Yeah, that's true.
And get there as fast as you can.
That's true.
But it's, when you're 70, you're likely not going to be selling as many tickets.
True.
Yeah,
Still could be selling a lot, but
you're probably not releasing the biggest songs of your career.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I wonder, has anybody ever released like a big song in their career past, I don't know, what would I say, like 15 years in their career?
Maybe Cash
Well,
with the stuff that he did,
Yeah.
like the American
American
Song.
Four.
Yeah.
The Rick Rubin records.
But
That's a good example.
yeah, that's
But Waylon just had a
not
massive
often.
amount.
But big records, but not as
comparatively.
big
Yeah, it's his early stuff.
as Walk the Line or
Right,
whatever.
right.
I mean, but you're right. That is a good example.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe Paul McCartney was like 4 or 5 seconds.
Yeah.
The Rihanna Kanye song, but
Yeah.
but again, that's not even a great example because that was like more of a Rihanna Kanye song.
It's crossover stuff.
than Paul's song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's so true.
And there's artists that didn't really get their start until their 60s. It's like
Yeah.
Doc Watson was that way.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, he's not Paul McCartney, of course. But like,
No,
No.
but that's a good
To me it is,
example.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's so interesting. Yeah, you never go to someone's show and go like, man, I hope they play all the new stuff. Like when you go see whoever, REO Speedwagon, I don't know. That's a weird example, but you always want their earlier hits.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
It's an interesting thing too, like as a consumer of music, like I just started this thing as a fan.
Yeah.
And we had a shirt that said play the old stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's what the fans want, but not all the fans. And the key is to get the songs that you currently have to be part of the old stuff. You got to play them,
true.
so you have to make it a mix.
and you know why people want to hear the old stuff? It's like you get your entire life to write your first record.
Yeah.
And then you get a year to write your second one. or
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
If you have that long.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. I feel like, can you see it out with Luke? Like, do you feel like the fans like lean towards like, oh, we want to hear old stuff? I mean, he's still such at the top of his career. It might not be like that, but do you sense that at all already?
I think that the set list that we're playing currently, and it changes every night, but I would say if we're playing any non-singles, then they're off the first record.
Okay.
We're playing, I don't know how intimately familiar you are with Luke's first record, so I'm not going to quiz you on any of this, but like Houston, We Got a Problem is a song that we play live, even though it wasn't a single,
Right.
but it streamed like it was a single.
Right.
And Must Have Never Met You is a song that if he didn't have 5 number ones on the first record, they could have been singles for him too. Kind of like Luke Bryan's record where it's like, or Sam Hunt, where it's like, or FGL. They probably could have had every single song on those first records be singles.
Yeah.
But you just ran out of time,
Yeah. So that's interesting. That even if it's non-singles, it is from the first record.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'd have to look at the set list. But I remember like 10 million years ago, I was doing a recording session, and it was for FGL's live show. And I was playing some banjo or something so they could use it in their live show.
Yeah.
And I was like, so do you guys play this song? And they're like, talking to the band guys, and they're like, no, like that's not in the set anymore. I'm like, that was the number one song. How do you not play a number one song in the set list? And they're like, we just don't have time. Well, there's too many hits.
It's crazy.
Now that's like what Luke is. There's like probably a half dozen number one songs that we don't like play live, which is crazy.
Fantastic problem to have.
Yeah, super first world. And so it's like,
Yeah, most people don't have that problem.
No.
Yeah.
well, if they're ballads, it's like you don't want to play ballads all night.
What do
long.
you get, like 2 ballads? I don't know.
No,
We play more in that. I mean, you were at the show this weekend.
Yeah.
So
there's more, but the ballads are hits.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's the thing too. It's like
I mean,
your
what do you
ballads are
consider
hits.
Beautiful Crazy a ballad?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think so. That
It is, but the way when he sings it doesn't feel like super ballady. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
No, it's not our balladiest, but there's one where it's like Better Together, where it's just him, the pianist. Will
Yeah.
That's a ballad. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a cool moment in the show, though.
I like it too.
Yeah.
We're struggling with we're playing festivals right now, so it's like and we're running against hard curfews,
Right.
like not festival curfews, like city curfews,
Right.
like pay big fines, get in trouble curfews,
Yep.
and so it's like how to fit a Luke Combs show in 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's hard.
Yeah.
Just hammer down. It was kind of cool to see.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the majority of the shows I've seen, other than I got to see you guys, like, when you did the opening of the bar. Other than that, you see the longer shows.
Yeah.
So, hammer down 90-minute set is like, you just have so many hits.
Yeah.
I mean, it is kind of fun. That's why, honestly, that's why people love going to festivals.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, oh, I'm going to get the hits from everybody.
I wonder if fans like are cognizant of that. Do you think?
I think so. I mean,
Because I went and I went to a festival. Obviously, I go to a lot of them for work, but just as a fan, I went and saw Metallica. I got my Metallica shirt on today.
yeah.
And the show was really different than their usual stuff, but it was kind of a weird situation. But I wonder if fans think about that or not.
I mean, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely do. And sometimes, like, those 45-minute sets from the guys that would be playing an hour and a half.
Like Treaty Oak the other day.
Yeah, it's just hammered down for 45 minutes or an hour. And then you get all the songs and maybe one or two that you don't yet.
Right.
Maybe they're new or like a B cut that maybe you don't know.
Yeah.
So as a casual fan of a band, like if you're not, this is my band, I think it's fantastic. And you get a good screenshot of like, okay, this is what they do. You know what I mean?
That's why I love festivals. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, there'll be a couple of acts that you're like, oh, I know I love these guys, but then you get to explore and find people you're not as familiar with, but you become a fan of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite part. I remember like going to country concert in Ohio, when I was
Young
13 years
Warthog.
ago. Yeah, still old, but younger than I was. And just getting to see people for the first time, like the Cadillac 3,
Oh, yeah.
which became one of my favorite bands. I would chase
What are they,
shows
what
for
are they
them.
up to these days?
I think they're just on hiatus right now.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like them too.
Me too. And so, and that's another thing too, where it's like, oh, this is country now?
Oh,
like,
right.
sick.
Right. Yeah.
It's heavy.
Yeah, I feel like that's been happening. And I'm sure, like, when Shania put out stuff, people were like, this isn't country or whatever,
Yeah.
but, like, I guess in my lifetime, it was, like, when FGL started releasing stuff and everybody's like, is this country? And then it's kind of expanded from there, I feel like. I don't know. Do people give them the props for that? Because it does feel like they opened that door, to me at least.
Yeah.
Where it was like, oh, okay, this can be country, this can be country, this can be country. And then they took it like, I
I
don't
love
know.
this conversation.
Yeah, me too.
I can talk about it for hours.
Well, because look, you get the country centrals of the world. It's funny how they've become like a standard of like a certain type of fan.
Yeah.
But that real, I would say, are more traditional, and kind of, I would say, don't like non-traditional country. But it's like, man, I think when Glenn Campbell came out with his sound, people were the same way.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, how do y'all not know country history enough to know that, like, hey, the sound has changed every generation,
Yeah.
and the generation previous always hates it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is nothing new.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess in my lifetime, it's like, oh, they opened that door, and then Morgan's, obviously pushed it further, and
Yep.
and everybody kind of exploring all the different, corners of our universe. But
Yeah. I remember Garth Brooks talking about when he started popping, they're like, this isn't country.
yeah.
And now that's what you think of when you think of country music.
Totally.
100%. Yeah.
You know?
And we're already getting to the point, because FGL is what, 13, 14 years old now, where people are like going back to it and being like, oh, that's the country I grew up with. And now that's switching to where that's real country. It's
That's the Fireball I grew up drinking.
Yeah.
When I was a kid.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, it's nostalgia comes back, right? I mean, that's the same thing you hear with like Nickelback got so popular that
Yeah.
people made fun of them. It
Sure.
became a meme.
Sure.
But then it circled back.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if Tyler and and
BK.
BK are going to actually get back together because, you know,
hope so.
they have
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean,
but
there might eventually. I think they're going to.
If there's
at
enough
least
money.
do a reunion. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I think there's always a dollar, price value to
Yeah.
certain things that'll make you do something. But yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I heard one time that nostalgia is the strongest human emotion. Somebody can fact check me, but they were like, it's stronger than love. Even like it is literally will make you feel more than anything. And so that makes a lot of sense for me why, like, when we get older and then it's like, oh, wait, that's the best music ever. Y'all's music sucks. My music's the best. You
Yeah.
know?
That's why people are buying CDs now. You know?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and tapes.
Yeah.
I think for me, as like I'm in my 40s now, right? So I'm 43. Any song that can take me back to a specific memory or a specific time, place
Yeah.
is huge.
Yeah.
And then also like songs that sound nostalgic,
Yeah.
even if they're new,
Oh, that's a good point.
also really give me a dopamine trip.
It's like why people are shooting film again
Yeah.
for fun and because it's nostalgic
You're
looking.
making me think over there. All right. That's a good
And
point.
now people are also like shooting those like shitty pocket digital cameras.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, those are coming. I was at a party last week, and
3
all
megapixel.
these girls had those. What are they called? The quick shot or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, that's wild, man.
It's interesting. But also I've heard people say that when you're in a like when the economy starts to go down a little bit, people lean even in more into nostalgia. So
interesting.
yeah.
All right.
It's interesting too for me, like one of my favorite albums of this year was Knox's album. I'm not sure if you're familiar with
Yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah.
So Knox, that record, it doesn't necessarily feel nostalgia for me sonically, but all of the stuff he talks about in R,
Sure.
it's just like about young love and about like, this is the wrong girl, but you're like,
Sure.
whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like, it took me back to like my teenage and 20s when it's like, those were the decisions you were making,
Yeah,
whether
yeah.
they were right or not,
Yeah.
I
mean,
and then you'd fall for a girl too hard.
Yeah.
And it's like, why am I doing that? So like, even though his music's modern and I mean, it has like a little bit of nostalgia in it,
yeah.
the themes of it took me back,
Sure. Sure,
so like an album in my head that's like well curated with like, like a concept, it's about young love. Like that record's about young love,
Yeah.
and it's about like the chaos that ensues from it.
Sure. Yeah.
So I think that's why. Well, I mean, it's great music too, but I think that's one of the reasons why I get stuck on that so much.
Oh yeah, I need to check that out. I've been hearing his name a lot, but I haven't listened to that album, so I need
cool.
to check it. Yeah.
Check out the pod we did with them.
Yeah,
All right,
that's
I
true
will.
too.
I will.
We like when we talked about like we often have mostly country people on.
Yeah.
Like he was someone that's I wouldn't even say he's necessarily country. It's rock.
No. Yeah.
It's like rock pop.
pop
Yeah, it's pop
Yeah.
punk.
Yeah.
And he said that his next stuff's even going to be like more like pop leaning. But it's just
They should write together.
that would be cool. But
Yeah.
We had a day with Hardy actually at one point.
Really?
A couple years ago, it just fell through for
Didn't
whatever
happen.
reason.
yeah.
Yeah.
How did you?
up,
Yeah,
fella, right?
What
Hardy.
up, Michael?
Yeah,
Look how angsty he looks there.
that was the rock time right
that
there.
was the rock time, dude.
Yeah.
What's he? What is he not in the rock time right now?
He just put out the country record.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
still rocking.
It rocks to me. I don't know.
Country.
Yeah.
it's branded strongly. This is a country record.
Yeah. How did you guys meet?
Shoot, you know what's funny? So we grew up 30 minutes from each other in
Yeah.
Mississippi. So he's from Philadelphia, Mississippi. I'm from Meridian, Mississippi.
Yeah.
And but we didn't know each other growing up. Even though I found out later, I think his aunt or his cousin worked at the same hospital my granddad worked at.
Yeah.
So we actually had some, crossover. But yeah, I moved to Nashville, and I guess like 12, 13 years ago with my sisters. We had a bluegrass band together. And,
Oh, cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we were kind of gigging around town as you do, and we played this New Faces night at the basement, the old basement.
OG basement.
Yeah, the OG, and yeah, we finished playing our set, and then this band played after us, and he was like playing, I think, bass in the band after us, or
Was it CJ Solar?
it might have been CJ,
Yeah.
or it was Hunter Phelps.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he was not an artist or anything yet, and we had a lyric in one of our songs that was about Neshoba County Fair, which is a festival in his hometown that we used to play at. And he came up to me afterwards and was like, "Dude, I'm from Philadelphia. Like, I grew up going to Neshoba County Fair." And, the tattoo on his wrist of the freaking wristband to get in the fair. I was like, "Oh, yeah, you did." Like, it's pretty hardcore. But, yeah, he's like, "Dude, we should write sometime." I was like, "Sure." And yeah, that's how we met. Isn't that crazy?
Crazy.
And so Hunter and I started writing together, and we've been writing together ever since.
That's sick.
Yeah, I mean, that was, maybe 7 years ago. Like, none of us had deals. Hunter might have been about to sign a deal, but Hardy and I didn't have deals. So, yeah.
Crazy.
Kind of wild.
Yeah, it's a great
story.
Looking through your catalog, and honestly, like I went to your Spotify playlist that's shows all the songs that you're on.
Sure.
It's like, first of all, wild the amount of streams that all of the songs that you were on have. Like one of them girls specifically is.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize just on Spotify the sheer number of streams that it has is wild.
Yeah, that one's continues to surprise me. Yeah.
Just still on country radio to this day too.
It sure is, man. Yeah.
Lee's like that sleeper agent. You know what I mean?
love
As far as like hits, obviously voice. I'm not sure why he's not S tier like huge.
Well, he's doing another push. So, but that song is just absolutely like you could hear it a million times in a row and not get tired of it.
Yeah, I think it's kind of. Yeah, you're right. It's something about that song that, objectively, not even as a writer on it, where I'm like, oh yeah, it doesn't have a strong fatigue factor.
Yeah.
Some songs are just like too dense. Like even if you love it, it's just like eating dark chocolate or something. You're like, whoa, I only need one bite of that.
Yeah.
And this is more. His is more like, I don't know, milk chocolate or something, if we're going with the chocolate analogy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that song just seems like you can listen to it a bunch of times. And it's up tempo, which is for radio obviously really good. So yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
What are some songs that have I like this fatigue factor? Because when you say that, I think like what's that guy? Jacob who's like the jazz pianist guy.
Jacob Durrett. Or not Jacob Durrett. Jacob
Collier.
Collier.
Yeah, I think high fatigue for me.
Shout out Jacob Durrett.
Yeah.
The jazz pianist.
Is that something like when you're in a writing room, do you think about that kind of stuff? Or
no, not really.
It'd be impossible.
Well, I think maybe like you want to make it as simple as possible.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes complexity can lend itself to making it dense. So I think if you can keep it simple, you think about, I always say, I tell myself like ABC 1, 2, 3, right? We're writing for like fourth graders, we don't, yeah, exactly. I mean, what a jam. But it's like, yeah, it needs to be simpler than you want to make it. And I think it's easier to write a complex song than a simple song. That's a very common misconception of like really complex, lyrical, deep. I mean, it's an art of itself, but writing a simple song that isn't too cheesy, that sounds like a hit, but at the same time is like, it's a concept that you've heard before, but never in this way.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really hard to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the art of it, man, for me. And I get brainworms with songs. Like, and so, yeah. Yeah. It's my
What do you
ADHD.
mean brainworm?
Like I will just, I will kill a
Stuck in your
song.
head.
I'll
Oh,
just
yeah.
listen
It's
to it
just so
over and
much.
over and
Yeah.
over. Not just in my head,
Yeah.
but like physically I'll put it on repeat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I was talking to somebody recently, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I never really got truck bed, but then I was skiing, and he said that he put a playlist on, and it was truck bed was the first song, and he put it in his whatever pocket, and as he was skiing, he realized he had put it on repeat, the one song. So he's like, I listened to it like 15 times in a row, and he's like, by the 15th time, it was my favorite song. I was like, honestly, I think that's maybe the concept of the radio a little bit, where like, I don't know, there's like nature versus nurture kind of argument, but it's like, I don't know, if you listen to a song enough times, you'll probably start understanding it. And when you understand something, you appreciate it.
Yep.
Maybe he was nostalgic for the early listens of that playlist.
No, for me, I remember like even as a kid, I'd listen to a record the first time, because back then it was you'd listen to a whole record, right? If you either listen to radio or you buy a CD and you go the whole way through.
Sure.
I'd have to give it 3 listens through, even a band that I knew I loved.
Yeah.
Right? Like Red Hot Chili Peppers. I was like, I love Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
But when the Californication album came out, I was like, okay, this song.
God, I love that album. It's
Okay,
so
this
good.
song and this song. And then I was like, no, every song.
Yeah.
Right? But it took me a few listens through to really like feel like that.
right.
And you hear the hits, and you
Right.
know the hits almost first time you hear them, you know?
Yeah.
Or at least you feel like you do, whether they're really hits or not. But
I miss listening to music like that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the one drawback of doing this, like, I guess you could say professionally or whatever, is like, I listen to music so different now than I used to. Like I used to could just listen to stuff and be like, I love this, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't listen like that anymore. For the most part, most of the time I'm going, why did they do this? Why did they do this? Is this going to work? I wouldn't have done that there. And you know, I'm like analyzing the song so hard. Like even when I'm just trying not to, I put on New Music Friday. The one album recently I've listened to that I didn't feel like that was the Sleep Token album.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all have listened to that. It's so good. And it's so far out of my world or anything I could be competitive with, you know, like that's not even something I could write for necessarily, you know? And it's like, I think that enabled me to just be like, oh, I just appreciate this. This is like really cool art.
Do you have any artists that you kind of don't even like critique in that way, where it's just like there's like a reverence or something to where you're not like psychoanalyzing the music? You're just like, oh, this is that James Taylor record, or this is that whatever.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, old stuff. I mean, I think going back to the nostalgia thing, I'm not listening to it the same way because I'm not competitive with it.
Yeah.
But anything newer, I feel like I'm competitive with. Like, oh, I could have done that better, or oh man, they beat me on that. Like, that's you know respect, but also I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
You know?
So you got that dog in you to get all those to really get to the top. It seems like.
I mean, yeah, you got to be competitive, right? I mean, and look, I'm a big cheerleader. I believe in supporting your friends and supporting the community. Like, I'm the first one to text somebody when they get a number one. Like, I'm always like genuinely happy for people because it's so freaking hard to have a song cut / have a hit song. I mean, it's insane. It's like 1 in a million, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm always supportive, but at the same time, like, any business, I'm like, hey, I want to be the best, right? Yeah.
It's super interesting too for me. Like when I moved to Nashville from Pittsburgh, and I was just a guy that had a blog in Pittsburgh and like made a radio show of country music a little bit, you know. And I moved to town, and everybody's listening to so many different genres, and like almost not listening to country sometimes. Like I worked at a record label for like a year and a half. And the majority of the people that worked there weren't listening to country music. And I didn't really understand it because I just got to town.
Right.
And then exactly what you're talking about. I find myself now going back to rock and roll or going back to nostalgic country or going to other genres that are not like necessarily close.
Right.
Because it gives me the reprieve that I used to get from listening to country music.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, so it's
I bet
super
somebody
interesting.
who works in pop probably feels the same way about listening to country.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, or whatever genre, insert genre.
Yeah.
Something that's out of their normal.
And so like it didn't calculate in my head back then because I just got to town, and I was like, they're like, do you know Dua Lipa? I'm like, no, I listen to country music. You know, like I can tell you all about every song from every small artist that is doing it right now, you know. But as I've grown in my Nashville journey, it's like, oh, I go listen to rock now.
Yeah.
I go listen to hip hop now.
Yeah.
You know, like my top listened artist was Big X the Plug last year.
Hey, shout out. I like
Yeah.
that. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, and that Bailey song too, like that's sick.
That's one of my favorite ones I've ever written for sure.
So cool.
Yeah.
How does that work? So did you and Bailey like?
No, actually, okay. So I'll give a medium length story, but so like I said, I moved here 12 years ago with my two sisters.
Yeah.
And you know, my journey is very connected to theirs because we've done all the industry. I mean, we lived in a tiny apartment together, like the whole thing, popcorn ceilings on the wall. We saved up our money. We would all pay our rent together every month. You know, the first 4 years I was here. So and we were chasing the artist dream, but at the same time we figured out, oh God, you can make a living writing songs. Like this is sick.
Yeah.
And all those years ago, like none of us had hits, and then you know over the last 4 or 5 years I've started having hits, you know, and then they've got publishing deals and they've had their own successes, but never had a number one. And then we got together and wrote that hook by ourselves and sent it to X's team. He loved it, put a verse on it, and then that song's had a whole journey.
Yeah.
But fast forward, it was our first number one song we wrote, the three of us, and we wrote it just the three of us, which is so special that there wasn't. You know what? I love my co-writers in this town, but it's cool, especially for them to be like, "Hey, we did this on our own 2 feet. Like we didn't have any like." There was no. I mean, I love Ashley, but there's no Ashley. There's no whoever Jonathan Singleton, whoever legendary writers. You know.
Yeah.
It was like really special for us to have that just us, and so we wrote that hook, and then honestly, it got shopped around a while. so we heard X's part, and then like the biggest artist in our genre said he was going to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
one of the biggest artists, I would say. So,
Yeah.
and for a while that was going to be the thing, and then lots of different reasons didn't end up doing it. So then it's like, this is the journey, you know, every
Yeah.
time. But we're like, oh dang, that. Well, guess we missed that. And then I'm on the road with Jelly, and Jelly's playing the song. I'm like, how'd you hear that? And he's like, oh, I think I'm gonna do this song. I was like, dude, I wrote that. Like, that's so sick. He's like, no way. He's like, this song's a smash. And then I don't think he would mind me saying that, but for whatever reason, he didn't end up doing it. And then months and months go by, and then it's like, oh, okay, I guess it's not happening, you know? And then here we come again, and it's like 2 different artists cut it at the same time. So I won't even go into who it was, but
Well, you will. It won't be on camera.
I'll tell you later. But it's actually a whole kind of problem. But yeah, thankfully one of those artists was Bailey, and he was just the right voice for the song. And yeah, and then I think it was very quickly after he cut it that it got released. So it was over a year though. We're
Yeah.
just waiting, and it was like,
Journey.
oh my gosh, it was like, oh, this is going to change the life. Nope, this isn't, you know, it's like, especially I think for them, it was like their first huge country cut. And even, you know, it's a crossover song, but yeah, no, it's been cool to see. It's the first song to be #1 rap song and #1 country song
So cool.
ever.
Yeah.
So I was like, that probably can't get more special than that.
Wow.
To do that with my sisters was like,
And a
gosh,
bluegrass
so cool.
band wrote it.
Dude, yeah, and you know what? We put out the original demo of it too.
Oh, I gotta hear that.
Yeah, you can go check it out. It's under Why Not, and we kind of just release random songs under that band name now. And yeah, we were like, you know what? It's funny though. We teased it on TikTok, you know, like, hey, we wrote this song for Big X or whatever. And the comments are just like so hateful. People are like, we don't believe you. Y'all are trying to steal Big X's spotlight. We're like, no, we actually wrote it.
I mean, I wouldn't have believed you either if I was just scrolling.
People don't understand. They're like, no way you wrote Big X's part. And we're like, no, we didn't. We never said we wrote the rap. You know? Like,
Yeah.
It's funny though, man.
That's
but yeah,
funny.
it did have sung verses originally. So you can go hear the sung verses.
Oh, we gotta go listen to that.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a good song.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
I think that record is great, but that song in my head is like the standout track. It just again like earworm for me.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a good example of you never know. Like we wrote that song and never, you know, we're like cool song, but it was just we wrote 3 songs that day. That was just the first song we wrote, you know.
Yeah.
And then, so you honestly, I thinking back on my hits, it's, I mean, 50% of the time I would be like, yeah, no one had any clue. One of them girls, no one knew that was a big song, you know.
Yeah.
So a truck bed, no one knew. I mean, it's like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
We like it, but it's not like, oh, this is going to be a big hit or anything like that, you know?
That's such an interesting thing.
But you never, like, some of them you got to know, right? Like some of the songs you write, you go, yep, this is undeniable.
Well, I think when you do this long enough, you become a little jaded about that because there's lots of smash hit songs that are on all of our hard drives that no one will ever hear.
Okay.
Because, I mean, as you know, it's like it's got to find the artist. It's got to be in the right timing and the release plan. I mean, when Liar came out, was honestly very, yeah. I mean, right? It was like I was really depressed when that song came out because I was like, oh, they released this in the wrong cycle. Like he just released a single. He had just released I'm Not Okay. And then he released Liar when that was going. I was like, oh, it missed the slot. You know, and it would have missed the slot unless it just streamed really well. And they're like, oh, people really like this song. But so many songs that I think, you know, I'm like, this is a hit. And then it just like the timing was wrong. They didn't push it the right way. Not the right artist at the right time. I mean, production was wrong. There's so many things that can go wrong. Yeah. You're a little scared when you finish writing a song to be like, that's going to be a hit. Now, a lot of times when you hear, this is what happens more often when I hear the cut and I'm like, oh, okay, that's a hit. So when I heard the final version with X and Bailey on it, I'm like, that's a hit. You know what I'm saying? Like now that it's done, I can hear the whole thing. This is real.
Yeah.
But when you just have a work tape of it and you're like, I hope someone loves this, it feels different. You know, you're kind of hard to call it then.
Yeah.
Because I've been, you know, around Luke a lot because I work for him, and Luke is so interesting because he has like equal parts like extreme confidence and then also equal parts the opposite, you know. And so he texted the band. He's like, "Hey, I just wrote the song. Come check it out."
Yeah.
And then he played his Beard Never Broke My Heart with like Randy and we were all just like, well, our jobs are safe. You know, like we just knew it, you know?
Yeah.
And when also like I heard a work tape of Forever After All, I'm like, absolutely smash.
Yeah.
But he's the artist, so he has way more like control over it than you do. You're just
Sure.
sort of like putting your art out into the world, and hopefully it lands on the right spot or whatever.
Yeah, there's so many variables that you can't control.
And there's a bit of like that sort of baseball thing where it's like you don't want to jinx anything. You know, it's like talking about, man, there hasn't been a lot of hits so far in this game. Everyone's like, shut up, you know, you just fucking jinx it, kind of a thing.
Yeah. It's in the journey you talk about, you hear that from everyone from the lowest level to the top level. You know, it's like the song that you think is gonna come out right away or go with this artist, like oftentimes will get thrown back in the pile or we're gonna cut it, but it's not on this record, you know.
Dude, I was talking to one of my close co-writers in the pop world, who's one of the biggest writers ever in the pop genre. And he was like, dude, we wrote 3 country smashes this last year. Like, why haven't these artists put it out? I'm like, dude, in country, it can take a long time. And I was even talking about Bulletproof for Nate Smith. We wrote that song like 4.5 years ago. And then it was just a hit last year. You know what I'm saying? I was like, hey, sometimes you have to, the song has to wait for the right artist. That doesn't even exist yet. When we wrote that song, Nate Smith didn't even exist. Yeah. I'm sure he existed.
Right.
He wasn't in our world.
Right.
So it was just like, or in our orbit, or we weren't aware of him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, sometimes the journey of songs, especially in country, because I think people don't give up on great songs here.
Yeah.
And in pop, it's very much just like next song, next song, next song, next song. If it's great, they'll release it. Next. It's so fast paced.
Yeah.
And in country, it's like, oh, well, you know, we're going to be cutting in 3 months. Let's collect songs. You know, it's like a whole different process. We're going to hold this one. Holding doesn't exist in pop. You know, it's like they don't even understand that concept. So, yeah, it's a different world.
That's so interesting. And one of the things that like we kind of like talked about beforehand was, you know, what are the differences? Like you talked about like that. Is there other things that the country does different than pop or like any other genres that you've kind of worked in?
Yeah.
Just how it functions, or how, like you talked about the speed of
Sure.
which pop comes out. Is there any other things that are kind of in that vein?
Yeah, I think writing wise, I mean, hopefully this isn't too technical, but you know,
Please.
when you're writing a pop song, the audience is global.
Yeah.
And so you have to be careful about what you say. It has to be as simple as we want to make country. It has to be more simple, and and because it's global, if you can say less, the melody becomes more important. The beat becomes more important. So then the actual musical elements, I think, people spend way longer on those than they do in country. In country, we sit down and we go, oh, anybody have any ideas? You know, like anybody have any concepts, you know, whatever. And we talk about the concept, and then we sketch out, oh, maybe this is what the chorus is about. Maybe the verse could be about this. And like, oh, that's a cool melody. Let's do that, you know. Or, you know, that's the typical country process, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, not every time, but that's more typical. In pop, it's a lot more of like, oh, I've got this cool beat, or like, let's reference this song and like, let's take that beat and like do a new melody over it. You know, it's like, it's not as much like, hey, I have an idea, and it's like, you know, revolving door or whatever it is, you know, it's, and look, it happens both ways for everything, but in general, I think it's a lot more of like, let's try to capture a vibe and capture a feeling. And it's, and sometimes I think we could use that a little more in country rights, where it's like, hey, let's listen back to this as listeners, and like, how does it make you feel? Yeah. And it's like, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Like, who cares if you did the coolest country flip wordplay on the end of the second verse, if people aren't just like in their trucks and like got the windows down or whatever, and they're just vibing to it, and they're not vibing. If they're not vibing to it, it didn't work, you know? Yeah. Whether that vibe is, I know Ashley Gorley always says this, which I think is smart. He's like, start with the emotion. So he says, like, what do we want people to feel? Yeah. Like, let's get out of the technical and go like, hey, do we want this song to make someone sad? Do you want this song to make someone feel like in love? Do you want the song to make someone feel like angry? You know, like before he cheats, you know, like, vengeful. So I think that's a pretty smart way of looking at it. Like, because at the end of the day, we're in the emotion business. Yeah. And if we're not hitting someone's emotions, whether it's through music or lyrics, like, we've missed. Yeah. So anyways, I know that's a longer answer to a short question, but yeah, there are differences. I see it mostly in the writing room, because that's where I am mostly. Yeah, when I'm writing pop, it's much more like I'll keep this concept very simple and focus a lot on melody.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very interesting. I'm always curious about that, you know. And one thing I'm also kind of curious, not to get too technical, but it's like when I look at writing credits on pop versus country, it's like, you know, 3 people on this country song. You see a bunch
Sure.
on pop songs. And obviously, they're not necessarily all writing on it, but like a buddy of mine, he does a lot of sessions, bass player, and he's like, yeah, I got a writing credit on this song because instead of them paying me to play bass on it, they just give me 1/8 of it or whatever.
Sure.
Is that something that you've come into as part of the pop world, or is that only in certain realms?
Yeah, certain realms, I would say that becomes genre dependent. Like in
He's doing more like rap stuff.
yeah, in rap and hip hop, I was about to say a lot of the musical elements will be given writing credit. I have a lot of feelings towards that. I mean, it can be. I think in country we undercredit production, we undercredit producers, and then but I think in pop we undercredit writers. So. I think we could kind of learn from both worlds.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think a lot of times when you see a lot of names on pop songs, it's actually a couple different scenarios where it'll be like, okay, we write a song in a room with 3 people, and then we send it to an artist who takes it to his crew, and then the artist has 4 people there. Suddenly there's 7 people on the song, right? Because it's all a game. We're trying to figure out. It's literally there's strategy behind it. There's all sorts of stuff to go. How can we get this artist to cut the song? And if it's like, oh, well, let's leave the second verse open and let him write the second verse in the bridge so he feels ownership on it. Or, I mean, all sorts of crazy strategies to be done. Or like, let's gibberish all the chorus and then leave just the hook there. And then when we get in with them, we'll write the rest, even though we've already written it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's that kind of stuff.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I won't say who. There's a writer I've worked with who will have the whole hook written in his or her head, and when the artist comes in, if it's an artist, right, we'll steer the conversation with the artist towards the hook of the song and get them to say it, and when they say the hook, they'll go, oh my gosh, what a great idea, what if we did something like, and then play the idea.
Wow.
That's some next level stuff.
That's a game, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that evil? I can't tell.
No, I think it's
That's
smart.
morally gray.
No. I think that's like doing your homework, man.
Yeah. I'll tell you this.
I've never done that. I'm not that good. I'm not that good at steering conversation. Like, that's crazy. That's next level.
In the business world of life that I've been in, right? Like
I
in
know exactly
sales,
what you're gonna say. Please do it.
if it's that person's idea, then they're going to be extremely passionate about it.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you can make it someone's idea, their idea, they're going to be full bore towards making sure that
Well,
happens.
look, what's everyone's favorite subject? Themselves, right?
Yeah.
You know, and look, not to call out artists, but artists are a bit more narcissistic just by nature than other people.
You have to be.
They have to be. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I mean, look, yeah, if you're going to stand up in front of 50,000 people and be like, everybody needs to look at me and hear what I have to say right now, you better be a little bit narcissistic, you know, in a healthy way, I think. I mean, it can be healthy. It can be unhealthy too. But yeah, knowing that, I mean, look, that's your baseline starting with an artist. If you already know that about somebody, why would you not do that?
Yeah.
You know, like, why would you not, even if you're not pre-gaming that entire concept and stuff and steering conversation, like, at least you're going to go like, hey, let's talk about your life right now. Like, what do you want to say? You know, like, you're at least going to do that bare minimum.
Yeah.
If you're not, you should be writers out there.
You're messing up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so great. Honestly, this conversation's super cool and interesting for me because I don't know this side of it. We know a lot of artists,
Sure.
right? And we know a lot of people that are in bands,
Right.
But the songwriting process as a whole is something that I've never really explored. And Kurt's always like, we should write a song. And I'm like, I don't want to ruin it for myself. You know, like I know some of my friends, I know I'll write a couple, but I don't, you know, they're not going to be good. But my thing is, I know how we talk about with music where it's, okay, you're analyzing it a different way.
Right.
My songwriter buddies, I'll play them a song and I'm like, listen to this. And they're just like, well, this and this and this. And I'm like, man, I don't want my head to go there.
No, that's what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if you do either, to be
Yeah,
honest. It's
I
kind of
don't.
a blessing and a curse. The blessing is we get to do this for a living. We get to do something we would do for fun, that we all did for free for so long, you know,
Yeah.
and we would continue doing for free, and we get paid to do it, and we get to wake up every day, and we don't have to go to like a real job or whatever. I'm like, as long as I can fool the universe into keeping me away from a real job, like I'm gonna keep doing it. Like, thank God.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there is the little drawback of like, oh, it does become your business. I heard somebody say like, never make your hobby your business or whatever, because it will ruin your hobby, you know. So you have to be careful about it, I think.
Just gotta find a new hobby then sometimes.
Yeah, that's why I play pickleball.
Yeah.
That's why I do all this other random shit all the time.
Yeah.
Because I'm, playing guitar all the time for a living. But I will say there's people that are like, like don't learn music theory because it ruins like the mystique of that or different things like that. I think if you're the kind of person that's going to be jaded, you're going to be jaded about it whether or not you get into songwriting or not, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like there's a lot, there's still a lot of people I know that listen and love music even though they're great writers, you know?
Absolutely.
And
Oh yeah.
writing songs just, for me, it's like, it just gives you greater appreciation for the true works of art in that field, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you gotta be careful too of like, I was just thinking about when you were saying that, like becoming like an elitist in the way you listen to songs.
True, yeah.
Like of like, oh well, this doesn't work because of this, and I'm like, hey, you know what? At the end of the day, the audience is undefeated.
Yeah.
If a song is blown up and it's a big song, they're right.
Yeah.
You know, you can't sit there and go like, I mean, you could say like, I don't like that as much as something else, but you can't say that's wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I have a good example of that. If I don't want to call anyone out, but I'm going to.
do it.
We recently played Stagecoach, whatever year that was. Was that last year? This year? I don't know. But Good Charlotte came out, and we got to play the anthem with
sick.
Guard.
I love that song.
Exactly.
They talk about Madden song. That was a good Madden song.
Yeah. Also, their
Yes.
last name's Madden. But
Oh yeah, Joel Madden.
yeah. But the bridge, the song is about this, the anthem, right?
Yeah.
And it's this rebellious high school song, and the bridge is just like, shake it once, that's fine. Shake it
twice,
that's
that's okay.
Shake it three times. You're playing with yourself again. And like, it has nothing to do with the song at all.
Nothing to do with.
So it's like maybe not a correct thing in the song.
Oh no! If we were all in a writing room, we would convince each other that was stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, but no, and then it's iconic.
Right.
Yeah.
And so like, do I hate that bridge? Absolutely not. I love that song. It's so fun.
Yeah.
So who cares?
Audience is undefeated.
Totally.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Yeah.
You know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I remember talking like, to someone and being like, we wouldn't cut this song, but now that we see this, we would cut other songs that are similar to it.
Yeah, man.
Like it opens up the world. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's an
Yeah.
interesting thing.
Yeah, that's why playing live is cool. You can see how people react to songs in
Yeah.
real time. Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
All right. I also want to talk about the Netflix show.
Okay. Yeah.
About
sure.
hitmakers.
Sure.
Because that's such an interesting concept, and there wasn't a ton of country folks in there. So like, how did
Pretty much me, I think.
that's what I'm saying. so how did that like show come to be? And
Yeah.
then just tell us about that experience a little bit.
Yeah, it was a cool experience. I didn't really find out about it until right before shooting started. So I
Yeah.
didn't know what I was getting myself into, to be honest. I'm definitely just one of those people who's like, yes, and I'll figure it out later. You know, like
Yeah.
I want to live a lot of life and experience a lot of things. So I had a friend who was on it, Whitney Phillips, and one of the producers saw me in her Instagram story, and they were like, "Oh, Ben's sick. Like, you know him? Ask him if he wants to be on the show." And so she, literally, that's how it happened. Like, isn't that crazy? Out of all the, you would think this massive show, it could be more technical than that. But yeah, they had, they basically wanted a country presence on there. And you can see obviously on the show, I'm very much like cast as this country guy.
Like, wear the
Yeah.
straw hat and put
Yeah,
the
dude, I was
wheat
like,
in your-
oh my god, yeah. I was like, you want some dip? And I'm like, dude. Yeah. So, and then like 2 weeks later, I'm walking off the plane in Bahamas, going to write for John Legend.
Yeah.
So, a whirlwind of experience of an experience. Yeah, I really enjoyed it though. It's cool to. I mean, how many other? I mean, it was never on my bucket list of life or. To be on a reality show on Netflix, like that's cool, man. So I learned a lot. I have a respect for reality stars. Not that I'm a reality star, but reality people who are in reality TV I have a respect for, is because man, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's an insane amount of work. They film 75 hours of footage every day. So like we would work from 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. every day for like 4 weeks.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's like nonstop, and you're on camera. Like I remember the first day in Bahamas, like I woke up and I was like, I'm gonna eat a bowl of cereal, and then I go and I'm like sitting at the kitchen table and I'm like by myself. There's 3 cameras around me. They're all panning around me. I'm literally like my hands like shaking. I'm like, I no longer know how to eat a bowl of cereal. Like this is insane. And then I like took one bite and I was like, I can't do this. Then I just like put it down and walked away. It's just like so much pressure when you're just like, oh, this is gonna be something that's gonna be in 190 countries and 40 languages or whatever, you know. It's like it's gonna live forever. And so yeah, I think initially it was kind of difficult to be comfortable, you know, with cameras on you all day. But, you know, 2 or 3, 4 days into it, you gotta get used to it, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, really fun experience.
Interesting. Is there any songs that have came out of that,
Literally, I was just about to ask.
yeah, that like are super meaningful to you, or that you like think back upon?
Yeah, I like a lot. Honestly, one of the surprises of the show was like I actually ended up liking a lot of songs we wrote. You know, a lot of people were like, "Oh, I'm sure y'all had more time to write and stuff." I was like, "No, we actually had like less time to write." Like, they gave us, because you know the way the editing works and stuff is, originally there was like 2 hosts on the show, and they would come in and like, this artist needs this song or whatever, and like debrief us, and then they got edited out of the show completely. So I think in the show it says we have like 6 hours to write, and then but in reality we had those hosts come in and talk for like an hour and then reset up. So we really probably had like 4 hours to actually write, produce, sing, mix, play the song for everyone, and that lives forever.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, y'all can go touch up stuff later. It was like, nope, whatever y'all play is it. So honestly, that was like, that's insane.
Yeah.
To write a song from scratch, we couldn't bring anything in that had co-writers, so you could bring ideas in. So it was like, wow, really challenging. I was like, props to everyone on that show. I really have a lot of respect for everyone who did that show. Everybody's very talented writers. And we actually got a lot of cool songs on the show. I mean, the first song I wrote in the show was a song called Rescue You that we wrote for John Legend. That was a special one to me. Just because it was my first song, I was very nervous writing on cameras. And it's like, oh, after we finished that song, I was like, oh, I know how to do this. This is my job. I'm a professional. Cameras don't stop me. Like, I'm no longer nervous about that process of the show. So that was special. And then, yeah, we ended up releasing a song that I sang on the show under myself, like as an artist or whatever, and it's like kind of doing really well. So that's like special to me too, that like it's my first song I've ever released, you know, on my own. And it's like kind of I don't know if what the word is, but it's like kind of empowering, maybe is that right word, of like, oh wait, I can sing too, like I can release music on my own. Like, why do I have to wait for someone's permission to do this? In the world we're in now, it's like, if you think something's dope, just put it out. So it honestly kind of gave me the permission, I think, to start doing that more. I'm just going to start releasing music.
I love that.
And just like anything I think is dope that maybe doesn't have a home, like, why not just put it out myself? People will find good stuff. Or even if they don't, who cares? It's like, you know, it's not that big of a deal.
I love that. And I know we talked earlier about Jonathan Singleton. He put out a record called The Getaway.
Yeah, of course.
And I mean, it's not even on streaming anymore, but
yeah, but that's back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah. And Tim McGraw saw one of those songs and cut it.
Yep.
You know, like that's how it goes sometimes.
100%.
You know,
yeah.
if you could, as a songwriter, in my head, it's like if you can get ears on it, however you get ears on it, even if you put it out, especially if it doesn't have 100 million streams from you, someone else might be willing to cut that still.
Shoot. Yeah, that's exactly my thought process. I'm like, okay, hey, 2 ways this goes. No one listens to it. Who cares? I can pitch the song anyways. Or it blows up and it's a huge song, and then it's like a win in that way.
Yeah.
It's like there's no losing scenario here, I think.
No, and I love that. And honestly, I mean, you have a lot of hit songs, but I mean, the splits for an artist are different than the splits for a songwriter.
Well, yeah, we don't, unless I'm producing something, you don't participate in the master ownership.
So
for the most part,
it's cool to have your song that you do, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Just
you have
different streams of revenue.
Different relationship with it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And a different stream of revenue. Exactly. Yeah.
So I think it's cool. Like I honestly, like as a fan of songs and a fan of songwriting, I wish more songwriters would put out more songs.
Yeah.
Because it's just their version of it too, even if it's a song that's like out and a hit. You know?
That's actually, I think I'm gonna release maybe a couple songs of my demos of like hit songs and just be like, why not? I feel like the AIMP used to release those. You know, remember
records?
That?
Yeah.
I wonder why they stopped.
2014, 2015.
I used to love to listen to those, and you could hear the original demos of hit songs. So anyway, I think I might start doing that too. I don't know. I'm thinking about a lot of things.
Yeah, I love that, and honestly, for me, it's like, that's some of the ways, you know, like an artist, a guy that was an artist that became more just songwriter, like a Singleton or like a Randy Montana.
Josh Thompson.
Yeah, Josh Thompson.
Yeah.
Freaking great version of that.
Yeah.
It's like you can go back and listen to their catalog
Yeah.
and be like, oh, this is sick.
Yeah.
You know, like, and then now they're writing, and then you get all their songwriting credits, and you're like, oh, here's, if they were continuing to put out music,
Yeah,
like,
man.
these are the songs they'd be putting out.
And just the reality of the industry these days, not to get too, again, like inside baseball, but it's like there's very few people who have like some kind of special path to release music. Like it used to be like, oh, they're on a record label, they're going to have like this, you know, special path they can take to get this song heard. And now it's like, you know, in country, we still have country radio, which is so important. Thank God for country radio.
Yes.
But, you know, outside of that, it's like kind of a free for all. It is truly like, I mean, huge artists. I don't really want to call out names. But it's like, you look, this last year, some huge artists have released albums, and it's like they have no special path to getting people to listen to it. Like they have very normal, you know, streams compared to some random person I've never heard who just put out Sailor Song or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, that's a smash. And they're crushing it, you know? So it's kind of interesting. It feels like it's very democratized right now.
Yeah, I agree. There's definitely ways to make it easier and
Sure.
like a easier lane or a faster lane.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Well, there's that, and people buy streams.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
It's less than it used to be.
For sure.
People used to buy a lot of streams. People don't talk about that.
Well, and now it's like you used to buy streams with just songs on radio previously.
Sure.
Now it's like there's just different ways to do it.
Different
right?
ways to do it.
Do you want to spend money on YouTube to
Sure.
put an acoustic video in people's eyes? Or, you know what I mean? Do you want to
Sure.
send a song to radio? Like, it's just,
Sure.
it's what's the right plan for you, where you're at in your career. You know
Right.
what I mean? And
Right.
where your music lives.
Yeah.
But
I think just as like if you're a kid listening to this in your bedroom right now, just like
Yeah.
freaking release music.
please.
You have the ability to blow up and you don't need a record label. You don't need like anyone's permission. There's no there's nothing you need to like strive for before you can release stuff. It's like you have it all right now.
Well, and it's like the way that people are starting to see it, like TikTok and Instagram, and like
Sure.
the algorithm can pick something up just because
Yeah.
people like it.
Yeah,
You know?
100%. That's the only thing that's like a little scary now, isn't it? Though it's like we're all at the mercy of the algorithm.
Yeah, but it's
Even on Spotify, you're like, oh, I hope it gets put into the algorithmic playlisting. You know,
Yeah.
that's the thing that everybody's going for now.
it's an interesting thing because it's like previously it was like gatekeepers, right?
Sure.
So it was like it used to be the radio station had a guy that said these are the songs we're playing.
Yep.
Before that, it was each DJ had these are the songs I'm playing.
Right.
Then it became regionalized. Then it became maybe 2 or 3 throughout the country.
Right.
And then now it's the streaming services.
iTunes, Spotify, Amazon.
Yeah. But like
Yeah.
so it's like
Peloton.
it's
Right.
yeah. But it's gotten almost, it feels like it's gotten smaller. So I feel like
for sure.
the social media, at least the algorithm, if in theory, is giving an opportunity to everyone. It kind of does democratize it a little bit.
100%. Yeah. It's like it used to be, you know, I get a lot of DMs and emails or whatever about like, oh, I want to get in the music business. You know, what do I need to do? And my answer used to be, like, hey, you got to be present to win. You need to
Yeah.
move to Nashville. You need to move to LA, which I still agree with actually. But now it's like, hey, if you're in high school, you can do it. Just upload TikToks, upload YouTube videos, put stuff on Instagram. Like,
Yep.
And look, I don't know if people are talking about this. I know all these record labels. They have hired teams of kids to scour TikTok and find artists that no one's found yet. They're not looking for ones with 1 million views. They're looking for ones with 5,000 views.
Yep.
And going, oh, that's gonna be big. This person's special. Look, they put out 50 videos and it started at 100 views and now it's up to 6,000. They're hustlers. Like that's the stuff they're looking for. It's
Yep.
not videos. Actually, I think a misconception right now is like, oh, they just want somebody with a huge viral video. Obviously, yes,
Yeah.
but they also know they're going to get in a bidding war. With
Yeah,
that.
it's expensive.
It gets expensive, and they've seen enough TikTok one-hit wonders now where that's a little scary, actually. So, yeah, it's interesting. It's like, oh, you actually don't need to be putting content up for viral videos. You just need to be putting content up so that you can be discovered.
And it's the hard work. I talk to artists
Yeah.
about that all the time. I'm like, if you're working socials, they know that when you get to shows, you're going to be willing to work at shows.
Yeah, man.
You know, it's like, It's all part of the like, are you willing to grind?
Oh man, the social game's crazy. Yeah, although I ask this to a lot of artists now because I just think it's an interesting question. Where I say, how much time do you spend working on songs versus the content for the songs? And the answer is always somewhere between 70 to 90% working on content,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
10 to 30% working on songs.
Well, it's like when we had Lenny Wilson on the pod, we talk about this moment all the time because I just think it was so instructive to artists. But it's like, she's like, I spend probably 20 to 25 hours a week making content.
Yep.
It's like half of my 40-hour week is making dance videos, TikToks.
It's
Whatever.
and two.
And how many hours are you in your writing room if you're an artist? Like 3 or 6 maybe?
Yeah, and
Tops?
yeah, it's interesting. Have y'all talked about like why there's less hits in the last year?
Mm-mm.
Have y'all noticed that? Like there's it's like the concentration of the top songs has like decreased a lot over the world. I'm not actually sure about the country numbers. I bet country is pretty similar. Streaming's been dispersed like a lot more evenly across a lot of artists. Nobody's crushing streaming right now.
I'd love to hear that.
No, it's just an interesting discussion. I wonder why that is.
Yeah.
I have hypotheses, but it's like, yeah, it seems like, I mean, one thing you can look at is like maybe the songs are suffering. Like maybe we have less technical hit songs right now.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people ascribe to it to. I'm not sure. I don't even know if I agree with that actually though.
I would, if I were to guess, which is what I'm doing right now, I would say is that our attention spans are getting worse. So maybe it's like you listen to a song and then it's on to the next faster maybe.
Yeah, you're not listening to a song like 10 times in a row. You're just like,
Yeah,
oh, I like
Nick
that
is,
song.
but
Let me
yeah.
find. Right, I know. Well, I mean, we're probably the exception. But it's like, yeah, it seems like maybe there's more. I do think this is part of the issue. And maybe it's not even an issue. As songwriters, it is a bit of an issue. And this is why. Artists are releasing so much music. On one hand, it's good because we're getting more cuts. We have more opportunities for cuts. On the other hand, there's a lot of it's wasted songs. And I'll say wasted just from a songwriter's perspective, because for an artist, it's never a wasted song. That's great. You have another song. I mean, release a 30-song album. Who cares? That's 30 songs for your fans to listen to. Let's release a song every 4 weeks. Great. But as writers, we really only make money on the singles.
Yeah.
Right? So then your ratio goes from, oh, I got a song on this album. It has 25 songs on it. Well, 1 out of 25 is a way less better percentage shot of 1 out of 10, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like the math becomes a little tricky of like, oh, let's give this artist, literally this happened last week, I swear. I was talking to a co-writer of mine and like, hey, we have a smash for this artist. And he goes, don't send it to him. I was like, why not? And he's like, we need to wait until their single's almost done. Because he's like, if we send it to them now and they release it out of cycle, this is what I was talking about earlier. He's like, we just wasted a hit song. So it's like a lot of things you think about. It's interesting time right now to be a songwriter.
That's super interesting.
Yeah.
There's so many songs out. Yeah, it's kind of like everyone's the pile. Instead of it being like this, it's sort of.
Yeah. Shoot. That's true. Yeah.
Do you think that, I know that obviously you have a lot of different kind of careers, but as a songwriter mainly, do you think that the career as a songwriter is something that'll be around as much as it has been, or is that something that's on the decline? Or because I feel like people are
I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic.
Yeah.
About it. Yeah. I mean, there's obviously AI stuff is kind of the thing people are really concerned about. With Udio or Suno, which I think are fantastic. I think anytime you try to fight technology, you're just going to lose.
Yeah.
So yeah, fully embraced all that stuff. I love it. But, I think the scary part as songwriters is they're working on deals with those companies through the record labels for licensing.
I just saw UMG.
UMG is working on it, and it's like songwriters have no say in that. It's just all like, oh yeah, you can use our masters, and like, what about the intellectual property? But I think this happens hundreds of times in the music industry over the last 150 years. And it's like, people are like, oh, now that, when it's like, when people could buy CDs, oh, it's over for vinyl. And it's like, no, it's not actually. Vinyl's huge now. It's like, it's going to look different. We'll have to be creative, but good thing we're all creative community,
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be okay. I think it's up to the people who can adapt. I think people who used to write album cuts and make a great living and they didn't adapt to the single mentality, kind of got left behind. I think it's like going to be the same thing. It's going to be people who embrace new technology, figure out how to make it work for themselves. Look, I'm already looking at like, oh, I want to diversify my, like you were talking about, master income. I want to diversify into that. I'm gonna get more into sync projects, doing more stuff for movies and TV shows. Like, there's different ways to make it all work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the key in my head too. And I even talk about like with AI, right? Like I think the live experience is going to be even more important, right?
For sure.
As AI can pump out unlimited songs quickly, right?
Right.
Whether they're good or not. But I think that intimate experience of someone playing in front of you and the emotion that invokes, you're not going to be able to replace with robots.
No, I don't think it's the story, right? I mean, a lot of times, think about Friends in Low Places. That song was cut like by 3 different artists before Garth Brooks, and it was never a hit before Garth Brooks. And it's like, you have to have the right storyteller, and you have to have the right presentation from an artist, and like, I think that you can't really replace that. I don't know how you would do that.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't just listen to Jelly because of his songs; they listen to him because of his story, right?
Yeah.
So I think any great artist who's like has that same X factor about them, where it's like bigger than just the music. The music's a vehicle to connect to their fans, but they're all like, it's part of a bigger story. So yeah, I think AI can't really replicate that.
Agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I
cool.
hope not.
yeah.
At least not now. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna make as much money as I can right now, though.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
No, I think that's a super important thing.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we like have learned from our podcast is that, we have a lot of people that are trying, like you talk about the DMs, like artists that are trying to do it, or songwriters that are trying to like make it. Like, I know you talked about like get on the field, but any other advice that you have for like young aspiring songwriters or even artists?
Sure. I mean, I say put in your 10,000 hours, read that book, Outliers. I mean, it's a tried and true method, but yeah, when I moved to town, I realized, very quickly I was like, hey, I need to get more songs out of my system. Cause I was like, I got a lot of bad songs in me. Still do. But I was like, I got to get all these, cause it's like, there's a certain first 100 songs you write that are going to be just like not good enough, And so I was like, I wrote 2 songs a day for 4 years because I was like, I need to get to 10,000 hours as fast as possible. Obviously that's, there's going to be people who can do it in less time and are better than I am or whatever. But I think there's nothing you can replicate for freaking write a ton of songs. It's all about the song still. Like, you can be the biggest personality in the world, but if you don't have a hit song, it doesn't matter. How many times have we seen some huge movie star or fill in the blank who has 50 million Instagram followers and they put out a song and nobody cares, right? Because you got to have a hit song.
Right. It's
hard to write hit songs. It takes a lot of bad songs to get to a good one. So, yeah, I think a lot of times people just aren't writing enough.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
That's always interesting to me too, with like a band. They're like, yeah, we wrote 15 songs and we cut 11 of them.
Right.
I'm like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's different for everyone. I remember James Taylor.
I was literally just about to say James Taylor.
Yeah, he said he's written like 150 songs in his life.
Crazy.
But
Paul McCartney said he's the first 1,000 songs you write are shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've heard Ed Sheeran say that too. It's different for everyone, but I always say never consider yourself the exception. Always consider yourself the rule. Like, maybe you are 1 in a million, but you should treat it like you're not. That's, at least for myself, that's what I've done. I'm going like, hey, if everybody else has to write 100 songs, I'm going to write 200 songs. It's, why would you not? Even if you're 1 of 1, just like, I don't know. It's you got to work hard.
It's reps. That's 100% it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. We talk about that with like entertainers. It's like watch the greats and then get your reps, do it yourself, and figure out what's different.
I think another thing I've done too that's been helpful is find mentors. So I always try to find people who are 10 steps ahead of me from where I want to go, and then I get them to teach me the other 9 steps. And that's been tried and true throughout my career. I've had a lot of great mentors from. Rivers Rutherford was my first mentor, and Ashley Gorley, and Ryan Tedder now helped me in the pop world. But it's like I don't know. Again, it's possible to do it without mentors, but pretty tried and true method from the beginning of time is to get someone to show you how to do it.
Yeah.
So that's another piece of advice I'd give people.
Love that.
Yeah.
Man, this is so inspiring. Such an inspiring podcast. Makes me want to go write.
Yeah.
I know Nick doesn't want to, but he will.
I want to hear it whenever y'all get the song done. send
Oh
it to me.
gosh, yeah,
And then we can do like a little recap where I rate your song. Or something.
yeah.
It's just like
Point 2 of Country Central.
We'll send you some. What is it? Suno AI.
Suno. Yeah.
So Nick sounds like amazing.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny too talking about the Suno thing. And look, I'm a big fan of Suno, but it's like everything. You know, everybody's using it now, and it's like now I can hear when people are using it, and now I'm like, oh, it's like not as cool because I know it's Suno because everything starts to sound the same. You know, so now it's like, oh, people are starting to be like, oh, let's like make it real again. You know, it's gonna be like this. It always comes in waves.
Yeah, totally.
I think that's the part too. It's like that will make things that are more rootsy even more meaningful.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think so.
Like you'll hear
You want to hear the flaws and stuff.
people will leave where you hear your fingers drag between guitars in.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think that's like the evolution
Gives
of
it
it.
heart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Zach will be like, Zach Bryan was like, don't tune that guitar.
Yeah,
You know, like literally.
yeah,
So,
I agree.
Crazy.
Yeah.
why not?
And then we'll be like, Suno, make a guitar out of tune.
Yeah.
Damn, it'll happen.
We're chasing our own tails here.
Yeah. But honestly, man, this has been one of my favorite podcasts that we've done.
Oh, well, thank you, man. This is so much fun. I love you guys, and thanks
Yeah.
for having me on. This is
appreciate
so
it.
cool.
Yeah. Well, thanks for taking the time to jump out here behind the old Tractor Supply and hang with us.
I love it.
Do you want to shout out your socials or anything
Yeah,
coming
sure.
up? Please.
I think I'm looking at Josie. The only Ben Johnson 2 on Instagram. The only Ben Johnson was taken. So
That's very funny.
and I think my that's my Instagram, and then my TikTok is like the biggest Ben, I think, which is my name on Hitmakers. And then I don't know if I have anything shouting out. I'm gonna start releasing some more music just myself, and then music with my sisters under Why Not, and
I love that.
yeah, and then just look for my name in your little Spotify credits part, I guess.
There you go.
Well, thanks for taking the time and hopping out here, man. And thanks for just making great music.
Heck yeah, thank you
appreciate
guys
it.
so much. I appreciate it.
All right, guys. Well, I'm Nicky.
I'm Kurt Ozan.
We'll see you in the front row.